Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your reading. So we're doing slightly different today. I started doing, the first one I did today was Pisces. And I really, I'm doing it in a different format. So I'm doing actually the Gypsy Tarot spread. For those of you who don't know what that is, we're looking at 7 areas. So we're looking at your mental and emotional on a situation. The first card in that mental and emotional situation doubles as the situation. All right, so what the whole thing is about, okay? Because that's usually the area that's kind of at the forefront of the person's mind. Then we look at the, your personal situation, kind of interacting with that very first card. And we look at your hopes, desires, column 3, expectations, column 4, what you can't see coming in, that's the area you can't control, column 5, within the third week, so around April the 10th on this reading, we look at column 6 and then the overall outcome from that as far as we can see so far. What will be the overall outcome around that 6th area. So but I found that when I was doing it for Pisces as a weekly, it just felt like the energies were spanning out like weeks ahead. So I thought this feels more like a 4-week reading. So we're looking at a kind of 18th of March through to the 18th of April, okay, on this Gypsy Tarot spread. So for the reading, guys, we're using the Everyday Enchanted Tarot. This is my trimmed version. I'm using the mini Gothic Bohemian Tarot deck and also the Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck for your spiritual advice. Okay, let's get started. Okay then, Sagittarius, let's have a look at what's going on. So the mental and emotion, what's the situation about? Well, the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is withdrawal, it's taking a break, it's healing. I mean, this can be a card about illness as well, but it's usually this card for me represents the recovery from that. So some of you guys, the situation may be about withdrawing or, taking a bit of a break, Four of Swords energy. What is the mental and emotional around that? I think that you're happy to do that. I think some of you guys are really happy to withdraw and to take a break from a situation. What's the reason for that, Sagittarius? Because of judgment. I think you've made I think that you're tired of doing something here. Now, if you look at the judgment card here, and how we do tarot as well, is we look at the illustrations on the card and we kind of are able to interconnect. So it's not just about meanings with tarot and, general meanings in that. You've got to be able to look at those pictures and say, Now, what springs to mind for me is some of you guys are kind of like, if you look at her, can you see what she's doing? She's walking out of the door. She's being called on a new path here. So I just get the impression that with the judgment card being the reason, you guys know it's time. You're happy to retreat with the Four of Swords. You know it's time to change. There's a transformation occurring here and you're being called on a new path here. So the reason for this is that you're being called on the new path. And I think it's very much a spiritual calling maybe for some of you guys. If it's not a spiritual calling, then I think it's definitely a case of you're saying, you know what, I know it's time to let this go now. There's something that you're done with and it's time just to move on. Let's have a look at what's going on around the personal. So the situation is all about a Three of Wands. Three of Wands is looking ahead. I mean, sometimes it can be a card of waiting, but for me, in this reading, it looks like the situation is all about looking ahead with the Three of Wands. And this is all about visualizing the future as well with the Three of Wands. And again, you can see there's a guide here, so it's almost like you're being guided towards something new. What are you experiencing around that Three of Wands energy? Yes, strength. I mean, it's amazing. Already, this is an exceptional reading, Sagittarius. I actually feel that what you're experiencing around this kind of looking ahead stroke new vision with the Three of Wands and the Strength card is there is a real strength of spirit here. Some of you guys are feeling very strong kind of emotionally and spiritually. It's an internal strength, the Strength card is. So there's definitely like an internal strength here about looking to the future with this Three of Wands energy. And what's the reason for that? Because the Lovers, okay. I think it could be because of a relationship with the Lovers card showing here, but it could also be because you've made a very important choice. And also with the Lovers energy, it's about making, sometimes people will call the Lovers maybe a choice, you've got a choice between head and heart with the Lovers energy, but this can be a head over heart. And some of you guys may have made a head over heart decision with the Lovers energy. You're being very, very strong, I think, in your choice. So I think that you've been very strong in a choice that you've made here to look ahead. So for me on this reading so far, Sagittarius, it's a no It's a you know, it's a no, you can't lose. For you right now, your thought pattern is, I can't lose on this. It feels right. It feels like it's the time to move away from a particular path that I've been on. It feels that it's right. It's the right time to do this. What is going on around your hopes? The situation is all about the Two of Coins. Well, with the Two of Coins, you're tackling many things, many responsibilities, trying to do two things at once. You know, whether it's a lot of work that you've got on, trying to kind of, you know, this could be like tackling work and home life and work and love life and all the rest of it. But I get the impression here when I look at these cards here, Sagittarius, that you've been tackling a lot with the Two of Coins energy. What is your hope concerning that Two of Coins energy? Well, I think just to bring this to an end, to end the cycle. With the Ten of Coins energy showing here, because tens mean the also, not all the time, not on every reading, but also they can mean the ending of a cycle. To complete this with the Ten of Coins energy showing here, so I think that some of you guys have been tackling a lot of stuff here. The situation is you've been tackling, and your hope would be with the Ten of Coins energy to finally complete this Two of Coins energy here. What's the reason for this? Because of the moon. I think there's two things. I think there may have been worries, maybe could have been even health concerns concerning this, you know, just trying to juggle so many things with the Two of Coins, trying to keep things in the air. But I also feel that with the moon energy, there is, again, a very deep desire maybe to do something else. What is going on around your expectations? Well, the situation, again, we've got another number 2 here. So multiple 2s often mean decisions as well. So multiple decisions to make involved in this situation. But the situation around your your expectation is, well, it's about saying no. This Two of Swords for me is an interesting one, because I don't necessarily see this Two of Swords as being the card that indicates kind of being in two minds, because I don't think that you are. I think you've made a decision in this area here, and I think that you're sticking to it. But I think with this Two of Swords here showing up, I think that for you, it's kind of like you're saying the situation is about blocking things out, or having to even cut things out with the Two of Swords. What are you expecting? Maybe this is cutting things out, blocking things, stroke, cutting things. What are you expecting as a result of that, though? You may be expecting that you're going to hurt someone here. If you cut something out, if you block someone out, then you're going to hurt someone here with the Five of Swords. Or you're expecting to put... I think this is more about hurting someone. That's how it feels. Let's have a look at what the reason for that is. Because of the Ace of Swords energy. The Ace of Swords for me is the card that... I mean, it depends on how you want to read that. But you're clearing something with the Ace of Swords energy. It's not just about communication, but it's also about clearing things. So this is kind of like drawing a line in the sand underneath something. It's all swords here, so it's all mental energy as well in your expectations. So it's almost like you say, well, I expect with the Two of Swords energy, if I cut someone out or I cut something out, I expect that I'm going to hurt someone here because of the Ace of Swords energy. Maybe you made a promise, because the Ace of Swords is about speaking truth. So it may be with this card here, it's because you made a promise with the Ace of Swords showing here. What is it you can't see coming in? Another sword card. Six of Swords is movement, progress, travel. What do you expect? What is it you can't see coming, or an arrival? Or clarity. What is it that you can't see coming in around that Six of Swords energy? The Queen of Wands energy showing it. Maybe, I mean, the Queen of Wands, Sagittarius, could be you. So this is about action. So this could be what you can't see coming in, but this could also be somebody else. Let's have a look at what the reason is for that Queen of Wands energy. There's a mess. No, I think there's communication coming from someone here. I think this may be a friend. I mean, we could have read it and said that maybe this was about you literally just taking some sudden action concerning, it's got ever so dark out there, taking some sudden action concerning this situation here. Because what I'm getting here is that nothing has been done as yet. It's all in the thinking process. But these are very action-orientated cards. So it might be what you don't see coming in is that literally you will take action in this direction. We could read it like that with those cards. We could say maybe there's somebody here. Because the situation could be about guidance. What you can't see coming in is that maybe somebody's coming in to guide you here. What's the reason that they're coming in to guide you? Maybe it's to guide you in the transition stage, because the Eight of Wands is the transition, it's the movement. So there might be somebody coming in actually that's helping you to transition and move. Therefore, say around April 10th, so sort of going into the third week or so, in terms of this reading, let's have a look. The situation will be the Three of Coins. So Three of Coins is work. It's working with others, developing, working on a product, working on ideas. It's just working together on something here. Let's have a look at what you'll experience around that Three of Coins energy. You'll experience the Four of Coins energy. You're going to be gaining something here with this Four of Coins energy. What's the reason for that? Because the Knight of Wands, a movement, a shift. This is you. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. So what we're seeing coming in around April the 10th is Three of Coins. Situation is about work, in which what you can't see coming in is the Four of Coins. So you're gaining something here. You're what you can't see coming in around that work is gaining because of the Knight of Coins, Knight of Wands energy. And the reason that you're gaining is because of the Knight of Wands energy. So it's movement. You're gaining a move. You're getting a move. But the Four of Coins is gaining. How can we talk about gaining a move? Four of Coins energy. Not unless this is stuck energy. The Four of Coins is gain. It can be financial gain. Can be money. I'm going to ask what it means, because it can mean several things, that Four of Coins. And I'll ask what it means. What do you mean by that Four of Pentacles in 2 cards? What do you mean by the Four of Pentacles in 2 cards for Sagittarius? What do you mean? Right, Queen of Coins and the High Priestess. Means the Queen of Coins. I've not seen this combination before. It means the Queen of, so the Four of Coins means the Queen of Pentacles, work, money. The High Priestess. Queen of Coins is gaining something here. The High Priestess though. So are you gaining knowledge, intuition? You may be gaining something in the realm of intuition or knowledge here, or information. Queen of Coins. Somebody who's informing you. So maybe you're gaining some help or some form of information here, because this could be a queen, somebody who's informing you. I mean, the High Priestess is often seen as also as somebody who has lots of hidden information. So this may be somebody who has something to give you, maybe. Maybe this person is giving you information or something like that relating to your move. For example, showing here. You may be working with someone here. The situation is about working with others, in which what you can't see coming in is the Four. You're receiving. Four of Coins can also be receiving. It's got money in the hand. You're receiving maybe some information. High Priestess and that Queen. Maybe this Queen is giving you some information, some hidden information on how you make that transition. Because we do have somebody here providing you with guidance on how you transition with the Eight of Wands. So I'm seeing that actually in these cards here, I think is a lot of more research. I think you're getting closer and more serious to some form of transformation. What's the overall outcome from this energy here? Well, the situation is the Four of Cups, which could actually indicate a reluctancy to accept support, help, and offer, an opportunity, not seeing an opportunity. What is the overall outcome from that Four of Cups energy? The ending of the cycle, the world energy, and what's the reason for that? Because of the Empress. Because of the Empress. Because of the Empress nurturing. That's an interesting one, because this is totally different kind of from that card there. The overall outcome, so the situation is you're not happy. You're not happy. It feels in these 2 areas here, Sagittarius, that you're getting some information. It's almost like you're getting information or help how to make a transition here. That's what I'm getting from these cards. I think that you're getting some help or information here on how to make a transition. But the overall outcome is that you're not happy to do this. You either become bored with it, or you're kind of like, oh, I'm not happy to take this with the Four of Cups energy. And therefore, as a result of that, the overall outcome will be that the world energy, this kind of completes its cycle. Doesn't happen. It comes to an end here because of the Empress energy. And I'm going to clarify and ask what it means by that Empress. What do you mean by the Empress is the reason for this world? Because usually when you get the Empress in the world, this is kind of like, if you were to think about a woman who was pregnant, this would be her having the child. She'd be giving birth with the world. Because this is the birth coming to fruition. This is the child coming to fruition here. but this is the quantifying card. So if you're not happy here, how can anything come to fruition if you're not pleased? So this is almost like you're not happy in this area here to accept, with that Four of Cups, maybe what is given by these people or how they do it. So the overall outcome is, it feels to me like you're creating something else. It's almost like you're creating a new strategy here with the Empress. Because of the Empress, it feels like you're creating a new strategy with that card there. What do you mean by the Empress in 2 cards? What do you mean? Just from the top of the deck, please. What do you mean by that Empress in 2 cards? She showed up again, look. Same card, the Empress. It means the Empress. King of Cups. Nurturing. King of Cups energy here. 2 very kind energies together. This could be something to do with parents maybe, because we do have an Empress and a King of Cups. Now the King of Cups doesn't move, it's a passive energy. So the Empress for me can't create this card here, it can't kind of ramp it up, because when you get an Empress sitting next to a card, it's actually expanding the card that's sitting next door to it. But you can't really expand, and it doesn't feel like this would correlate to anything in this reading. So it actually feels like that you're not satisfied here with something that these people say, and therefore this notion, this idea of doing something different here, something that you really were motivated by, comes to an end because of an Empress energy. You're nurturing, it's either that you're nurturing something here, no, I think this may be, I don't know who this is, or we have no mention of this person in this reading, really. I don't know what you're nurturing here. Let me just clarify that King of Cups. What do you mean? Because it might be that this is growing because you're growing the king, if that makes any sense. Because the Empress will nurture or grow something that's next door to it. So you're expanding something here. And the King of Cups can be somebody who is emotionally controlled. So in and of itself, it becomes a card about protection, trying to protect one's emotion, trying to protect oneself. Because still waters run deep with that king. So it's almost like you are expanding, or you are becoming more protective of yourself, perhaps, with both cards. Feels like you're becoming more protective of yourself, in a way, showing here. But it's all about the emotion, that's the thing. It's all about the emotion. What do you mean by this King of Cups in 2 cards? I mean, it could be 2 people as well. It might be there's somebody, you know, in the situation. It might be that you decide not to do this thing because of someone that you love. And it's about an Empress and a King of Cups energy showing here. Maybe there's somebody here who's been quite nurturing to you. Somebody who's been very loving to you with this King of Cups energy showing there. You know? Yeah, you're worried. You're worried at 5 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. You're worried about leaving. You're worried about leaving. That's what it meant by the King of Cups. And it says that you're worried. It says it's clarifying. It's saying it's about your worries about leaving. So it looks like because I look at the Empress as ramping things up as well. It looks like what's ramping up with the Empress is your need to protect yourself emotionally with the King of Cups energy here. You'll need to kind of probably control a lot of stuff around you as well with the King of Cups energy showing there. But it's all an emotional thing because you're worried about leaving. It's all about being worried about leaving, showing here. Or maybe this King of Cups, maybe there's a mum and a dad here that are worried about you leaving. So it could either be that you're kind of trying to protect yourself or something like that emotionally because you're worried about leaving, or maybe somebody's worried about you leaving. So this could be that you decide not to do this because, you know, of an Empress. Maybe this is a person here as well. You know. Oh, God, it's ever so dark. Okay. Let's quickly do this reading again. I'm getting that around the situation is about you retreating, moving, withdrawing. You're happy to do it. You're ready for a new path. Now that could be leaving a place that you've lived in for a while, or a job, whatever it is. Around your personal situation, well, there's a sense of you guys starting to thinking about launching something here with the 3 of Wands energy. You're envisioning a future and you're feeling really strong about that because you've made a really important and really powerful choice concerning this. You really have. You really thought about it and said, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. What you're hoping for is that all of these things that you've been juggling now are now going to finally just complete themselves with that 10 of Coins energy. Because I think that you've been really worried maybe about leaving something without completing it. So you don't just want to run out on something. You want to make sure that you've got all your loose ends tied up, and that's what you've been worried about. But I feel that what you're expecting is that you're going to have to make a few cuts, you know, with the Two of Swords, and you're worried around that and your expectations is that because you're going to have to cut a few people out, you're kind of saying, I expect that I'm going to be hurting a few people because I probably made them a few promises, or I'm expecting I have to hurt a few people because maybe I'm going to have to make, you know, maybe this is a sudden thing. Maybe this is like a really blunt or a sudden exit with the Ace of Swords. What you can't see coming in is that there's somebody around you here who I think is going to guide you in this transition here. So you've got someone who's going to help you make a transition, all right? By April 10th, I see you kind of conversing with people here, the Three of Coins energy, in which you're going to be given, I feel that you're going to be given some really valuable information here, okay, in terms of this transition, this move that you're making as the Knight of Wands energy. But I feel when it comes to the crunch, the overall outcome will be that you'll start to doubt this with the Four of Cups energy. And the overall outcome, and I'm going to ask why you're going to start doubting this move. Why would Sagittarius start doubting this move in 2 cards? Why would they start doubting this move in 2 cards? Right, because of a Queen of Cups. This is someone I think who's very close to you, a friend, a mother perhaps, 4 of Cups energy, and the 3 of Wands energy. I think it's about being far away from someone that you love, because the 3 of Wands can be in another country, be in another place. I think it's all about being far away from someone that you love. So I feel the overall outcome is the world. You won't do it. This will probably come to an end of the cycle. I think this Empress is a person. I think it's because of this Empress. Empress and the Queen of Cups are very similar characters. I think it's the same person. I think it's because you love people, and the people that you love and someone that you love here. All right, and this is about the people that you love, the Empress and the King of Cups, people that you really care about, because you're worried about leaving them. The 5 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. So when it comes to the crunch, you may not do something that you set out to do, but it's in the name of love. I would just say, just make sure that you're making decisions here for the right reasons, Sagittarius, because you seemed really set on it in this area here, and then suddenly you've changed your mind in this area here. So I'd just say that whatever decisions you make in terms of, you know, relationships and kind of pursuing your dreams, but then not doing something because you're worried about the people around you. Maybe it could be something to do with the coronavirus, who knows? That type of thing. But yeah, if it's something like that, fair enough, you can postpone it. I don't see you postpone it. I see something coming to an end. Like it's not like it's a hangman, you postpone it. It's the world. It's kind of not happening at all, you know. But yeah, maybe you want to think about postponing something if it's to do with illness or anything like that. But yeah, let's have a look at what the spiritual advice is. What's the spiritual advice for Sagittarius on this reading? What spiritual advice you have for Sagittarius? It says you need to trust in your intuition. So if your intuition is telling you to do this, then you need to do that. Okay? Because it may be that you're given, I think this is not intuition, I think this is insight, because the High Priestess is intuition, but it's also insight and insider knowledge. I think there's somebody here who looks like a business person, or somebody who you work with, a professional person, giving you some insight into how you do this move here. But when it comes to the crunch, you may say no to this. But follow your intuition. It's always best when it comes to things like this. If it doesn't feel like it's the right time to do something, then don't do it. All right then, my darlings, that is your reading for the next few weeks. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. Have a great day. If you'd like to order a reading, you can just click on the link in the comment section below or the end screen. Take care. Bye-bye.